And so I just want to be able to ride him out here amongst all these distractions and have some kind of tool to get his attention back on me so that I'm certain that I can get control of him when things get out of control. And that's what this foundation is, right? That's what your foundation should look like. You ought to start here. Start with this idea that every time this horse gets distracted, I can bring his mind back to me. Then you're just starting off, you're building a foundation of safety into that horse that'll stay with him the rest of his life. You'll always have this to come back to, okay? So that's what I do. I just ride him around. You know, I'd really love to be able to start trotting and stuff out here on him and start teaching him straight lines and circles and that sort of thing. And some of the horses I do that with. But the older I get, the more I do this, the more my program matures and it becomes a much more straight line to what I want, which is a horse that's just 100% broke, that stays with me all the time. And I found that building in this foundation right here, this element of being able to reach for this horse and getting him to reach back for me, if I can build this in now, right? If I can develop this in them now, things are going to go so much faster and so much smoother. If I just start to look for the fun stuff like loping the circles and, you know, doing the rollbacks and tracking cattle and all that sort of thing, well, I'm going to have to come back at some point and more or less force this horse to come back to me and to reach for me. And I would rather go ahead and put this in now before I start those things, because when I do start those things, if I've got this part in there, gosh, it's just going to be so much easier, you know, right? And I like this bump a lot better than I do continuous pressure. I know we've talked about that, but especially out here, I find that when I reach for my horse, let's just say I just reach nice and soft like this, I want that first pull to be, well, you know, like I was talking about the other day, there's several steps to this. I lift on the reins, I grab it with my left hand, I slide my hand down, and then I give a gentle tug right there. And if I don't get, boy, look how soft he's getting right there. If I don't get what I'm looking for, then I go to the bump, you know, and I start bumping him. Guys, the way that colt's coming off of that pressure right there is like, if you want to know what it ought to look like, that was pretty close.